So are Deutsche Bank CEOs running out of chances? Let's find out from Breakingviews assistant editor Chris Hughes. Looking at Dominic Elliott's piece from Friday, you guys think they clearly are running out of chances. And let's face it, Andrew Jane and Fitchen haven't been in that seat for long.
No, they haven't, and they've got real challenges. I mean, they've announced a new strategy in September, which was, tried to move the bank forward.
Yep.
The message was, look, we need to change, but it was still a slightly underwhelming message. I mean, it touched the right points. It touched on capital. It touched on excess pay for bankers, but the moves to address the capital weakness in Deutsche were sort of rather slow.
I mean, you sum it up quite nicely. Evolutionary, not revolutionary.
That's how they presented
it. Exactly.
And now you can get away with an evolution, not revolution message if everything else is going well. But the trouble is that Deutsche, wherever you look, there is a problem.
Well, let's just go through those problems.
Yeah.
They warned on Q4. Offices raided by police. Forced to pay damages to Leo Kirsch's family. There's the LIBOR issue hanging over Andrew Jane's head, because, of course, he was head of global markets during that time. My question is this, though. I mean, is it so unusual, actually, these sorts of problems at a big bank? Why are we so focused on Deutsche?
Well, look, as all banks at the moment, almost all banks have got some kind of issue with the regulators, whether it be the speed at which they're going to get up to new, post-crisis capital requirements, some kind of regulatory probe. It's not hard to find other banks that have got that kind of issue, but there are several where the issues do seem to be more acute, and I think Deutsche is in that smaller group, where there is a combination of issues. There is questions over the speed at which it can move its capital higher. They are behind the pack on that. Right? There is a question about structure and about the role of investment banking in the future. But there's also questions here about the current management, because, as you say, they've got issues that relate to the past that they're trying to get away from.
Do you think Andrew Jane would take the job if he was offered it now? Do you think he regrets taking this job?
I doubt that very
because
much.
He's not really in the limelight either, is he? I mean, he's not someone who we see a lot of, Andrew Jane, is he?
There aren't many chances you get in life to run one of the world's big banks.
As a non-German,
you're not going to. Well, I mean, this is a really big operator. You're not going to turn down the chance to do that, and there is a job to be done. I mean, in a way, you could say there's a big opportunity for Andrew Jane and Jürgen Fitchen here to really move Deutsche on from the past. Find a new strategy that is, a sustainable model, and hand the bank on in a few years' time to a next generation of management with it, fully capitalised, with a strategy that investors really buy into and a premium valuation. But right now, getting there is going to be really hard because they have to instigate a cultural change and say, look, we're doing everything differently. But everyone's going to go, hang on, you were part of the culture, you were driving the culture. You're not now telling us to get away from.
Sure.
How can you do that?
We just had the share price up. I just wanted to see if we can get the share price back up, because there you go, 32.5. I mean, it doesn't look bad, does it? It's actually had a pretty decent run of it.
That is still underperforming, some of its peers, and as a proportion of book value, it's still trading at a pretty chunky discount, I believe. So there is a gap to close. And really, the challenge is to make the kind of returns in a sustainable way without taking excessive risk that makes investors go, I'm going to pay a premium for this bank. But to do that, they need to convince the world that it has got a changed culture, it's got a model that's sustainable, and when you've got questions being raised about management at the same time as you have a profit warning, at the same time as you have regulatory investigations, it sort of doesn't matter that all these issues are to do with kind of legacy issues when the current management are so bound up in them.
Okay, Chris, thanks very much indeed for that. No doubt we'll talk about Deutsche again at the start of next year. Chris Hughes with Breakingviews. That's it for now. If you want to watch our US show, comes on every day, 12:30 Eastern, 17:30 GMT. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.